Welcome to Breakthrough Mode, the podcast where we intentionally get into the driver's seat of our lives, shift out of monotony and mediocrity, and step on the gas towards becoming the person we were always meant to become. Hello and welcome to Monday Morning with Megan. This is episode 220 on the Breakthrough Mode podcast. I'm your host, Megan Bauer. Thank you so much for joining me today and pushing play on today's episode. So for the last episode, our last Friday episode, number 219, we chatted about how to actually get stuff done, right? I gave you some tips on pursuing your goals and accomplishing it and all of that. And I talked a lot about feeling good and kind of using that as a director a little bit. Okay, that doesn't always mean it's going to be easy. So this needs to be said. Because although it might feel good to do, and there are things, if you think hard enough, there are things that feel good to do and are hard to do at the same time. This is hard and I'm kind of enjoying it, so I feel like a weirdo, but they can coexist and that's okay. And I found this quote and I thought it was perfect for this idea. This is by Carli Baum. She said, "Difficulty calls us to rise up. And in that rising, we learn what we are capable of." So just because you set a goal that feels good and a task list that feels good and you're going through these things and you're basing it on what feels good and pursuing it in a way that feels good, you will still most likely have difficulty, especially if the goals that you set are really aspirational and they're really something you have to reach for. And they're really something that feels kind of outside of your capability. And I had told you previously, I believe it was episode 216, I set a lot of goals that are just easy. I just got to do the work. I just got to show up. It's as good as done. And I set 2 goals that are I don't know how I'm going to even do this, but I want it and I want to figure it out and I'm going to put in my effort and I'm going to apply myself in all of this. It's these 2 goals that I set that are I don't know how I'm going to do that, but I want it. It's these 2 goals that I'm probably going to face the most difficulty in. And the difficulty does not say you're going the wrong way, you're pursuing the wrong thing, you're doing the wrong thing. It's not a stop sign. It might be a yield sign. It might be railroad crossing sign. It might be something that requires you to slow down a little bit. You can't just barrel through it. But it does not mean stop. What Carli's saying here is that this difficulty calls you to rise up. And because you are being called to rise up, when you do rise up, you find out, you learn what you are capable of. You learn what your capacity is. You learn your strength. You learn more about yourself. And that's an incredible gift because I feel like when we doubt whether or not we're going to be able to do something, accomplish something or whatever, we're doubting it because we don't know if we're capable of it. We don't know if we can figure it out. We don't know if we'll do what needs to be done. We don't know if we'll show up. We don't know things about ourselves because we're doubting it, right? Or we're doubting it because we don't know those things about ourselves. So every time you overcome a difficulty and you find out more about what you're capable of, you find out your strength, you learn more about yourself, which then moves that doubt. You're moving more towards an ability, a capacity for believing in what you're capable of. I can have this really solid belief in ending the year with 365 podcast episodes because this is my 4th year doing it. And every time I've set a goal to have a certain amount of podcast episodes, I've reached it. I've already gone through the difficulty. I already know that I'm capable of this, so it makes it a no-brainer goal. However, whenever I come up with difficulty with the podcast, which maybe I will, and sometimes I do when I don't know when I have to record and I don't know what the crap I'm going to talk about, those are difficulties, but I know through experience that the topics always come, that the inspiration always comes, that it's always there. I'm always supported. It always works out. And so I don't have to freak out about it because I know that yeah, okay, this is hard because I don't know what I'm going to say, but I know that it'll work out because it always has. So when you reach a point of difficulty as you are pursuing your goals, it does not mean stop. It does not mean stop. It means that you are being called to rise up. You're being called to figure it out. You're being called to whatever you're being called to. I don't know. You're being called to rise up, to figure it out, to pursue it anyway, to push through, to persevere, to maybe use that willpower, whatever it is, to get through the other side of that difficulty. It does not mean stop. It's an opportunity to learn what you're capable of. And I think that that perspective shift will really serve you because sometimes we hit a difficulty and we think, oh, maybe I'm just not meant to do this. Maybe I'm not cut out for this. Maybe I'm not actually capable of this. The doubt rushes in real fast. It rushes in real fast, especially if the belief isn't already there. The doubt, and then the doubt's going to stop you from pushing through. It's going to stop you from finding solutions. It's going to stop you from doing the next thing you know to do. But if you can have this perspective shift that difficulty does not mean stop, difficulty does not mean you're not capable, difficulty does not mean that you're on the wrong path. Difficulty is it's just there to help you rise up, be stronger, be your best self, learn what you're capable of. And, sometimes it just makes it interesting. Change your perspective on what that difficulty means, and then you're more open to solutions. Then you will find the willpower to push through. Then you will do the next thing you know to do, and you will keep moving on your path towards achievement. Ta-da! Okay, that's what I have for you today. I hope you have a fantastic week. I totally love you. Bye for now.